Lauren Giebert along with Colin Leiter calling the action in tonight's men's volleyball match between the Volleyball of IPFW and the visiting Ball State Cardinals. Welcome, Colin.
Thanks, Lauren. We're expecting an exciting match tonight. As we
now, will you please join in the singing of our national anthem?
We join our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're about underway to start this evening's match, the IPFW Volleyball against the Ball State Cardinals. This will be the IPFW Volleyball's first conference match of the season. This is Ball State's third match of the season, and they're 1-1 right now. Looks like it's going to be a very promising match.
That's right, a couple missing players from the Ball State lineup tonight. Kevin Furnish is out with a knee injury, and Rodney Morgan is out with a hamstring pull. We've got a couple of sophomores taking their place tonight, so we don't really know what to expect from this Ball State team.
Exactly right, Colin. Two of their players right there, Kevin Furnish, as we saw in the IPFW Fort Wayne National Bank tournament, was a big part of the Ball State offense and defense. It's going to take a lot of confidence out of the Cards, especially coming off the loss to Ohio State last week. They lost 3-0.
And Joe Moyer starts to serve off for the Cardinals. And Norman Amaldabar pounds the outside set down the line in front of Joe for the side out to the Dons.
Looks like they're going to start things up in a hurry. Raul Papaleo, number 9 for IPFW, to serve. Pass by Tali Talifero.
Off the block.
A dig by Lloyd Ball. It's set way out to Looning. Moyer there to play it out to Doug Stark. And he puts that one away for the Ball State Cardinals.
Maybe a little too early to start tipping. Tony's got to go back there and start hitting. Make them dig in there, expect a big hit.
Number 2, David Baer to serve for the Cards. Fred Malcolm with the tip out to Tali. Net violation by number 3, Almodovar. Ball State will take the first point of tonight's match. They lead game 1, 1-0. Papaleo with a nice pass to ball. Baer with a nice free ball pass. Out to Tony Looning. He puts that one down the line, and Joey Moyer can't handle it. The lineup, starting lineup for Ball State Cardinals tonight is number 10, Bob DiDonato. Number 1, Joey Moyer. Number 9, Doug Stark. Number 8, Tali Talifero. Excuse me, that's number 5. And number 14, Stefan Stamato. Number 2, David Baer.
Big kill from the outside from Tali Talifero, Ball State, a Fort Wayne North Side product. Now serving number 10, Bob DiDonato.
Luning,
Off the back
the
line,
all-speed
kill.
shot.
Tipping
It's going to
kill,
work for him.
14, Tony Luning, the assist for number 10, Lloyd Ball.
Looks like Lloyd Ball is going to set the middle a lot tonight.
You'll see Loy setting the middle quite a bit when Dinonato's up front, taking a little bit of that inexperienced and working it for the Dons.
4 hits on Ball State and a point for IPFW.
There goes IPFW's first point. They tied game 1 up at 1 apiece.
That was one of the comments that Coach Ball said. If Talavera plays tonight, they're going to serve him a lot, make him pass the ball. His first attempt resulted in a bad pass.
That one's tipped wide. Dons take the lead 2-1. Bear with a nice pass. Doug Stark pounds it through the block, giving the side out to Ball State.
Lloyd Ball a little slow penetrating on that. Got to penetrate that block. Can't have the ball go down your front.
Lloyd Ball to Tom, the junk man. Junkie.
The kill for number 8, Tom Junkie. The assist for Lloyd Ball.
See a lot of effective hitting out of the middle by Tom Junkie, a 6'3" junior out of Minneapolis.
Tony Luning back to serve for the Dons.
David Bear, nice pass to Moyer, out to Talafero.
Off the antenna. Point for the Dons. They lead 3-1 now.
Once again, we mentioned that 2 of Ball State starters are on the bench. IPFW needs to take full advantage of that.
Little equipment repair going on right now.
Tony Luning, he's 6'4" senior, to serve for the Dons. Stark out of the backcourt. That one's over the block and wide. That's going to give another point to IPFW.
Tony Luning still serving.
IPFW really taking advantage of the loss of Morgan right now because he was one of their key passers.
That one served wide. That's a side out to Ball State. Number 6, Talafero, back to serve, a Fort Wayne native. Little lollipop serve to Moldovar, out to Papaleo. He's blocked, and that's going to give a point to Ball State. Joe Moyer and Stefan Stamato put that one together. Papaleo right now doing a nice job, 31% hitting for the season. Tom Junkie.
31 the kill for Tom Junkie, assist for Lloyd
We've
Ball.
seen that all season. When they pass the ball up there, Tom Junkie is awful hard to stop in that middle. But the key is passing. They got to get it up there so he can hit.
The Dons pass tonight. They're going to be very effective. They do that right there, that service error. It's going to slow momentum down. Stefan Stamato out of Brazil, serving for the Cards. The back set to Papa Leo. The assist by Lloyd Ball.
Great choice that time. He had 2 blockers going the other way. They couldn't adjust and get back. So Papa was one-on-one with the Ball State blocker.
Lloyd Ball, the freshman setter for the Dons, serving. Out to Bayer. He hits high off the top, but Luning's there. Back to Papa Leo. Again, 1 blocker, crushes it inside.
We have a timeout by Ball State. The IPFW Volleyball leading 5-2 in game number 1.
You can see in the face of Raul Papaleo as he jumps, he's determined to put the ball away, and you saw the last 2 times he had 1 blocker on him, and he crushes it inside.
He really started to come alive this week in practice. They'd been talking earlier that he wasn't hitting the ball as hard as he was last year, but something got under his toenail this week, and he started going out pounding that ball in practice. And it looks like he's going to carry it on into this game.
Definitely put those 2 balls away. And Coach Shondell doesn't like what he saw there. IPFW controlling the ball very well. When they do control that well, you can see what happens. Number 10, Lloyd Ball serving for the Volleyball. Going after Talafero. Stamato out of the back court. Gets that one into the net.
Looked like the set was a little low for the 6'6" Stamato.
Ball with the jump serve. Tatala handles that one well. David Bear with no block. Puts that one straight down.
Off the back set,
IPFW leads game 1 in tonight's match, 6-2 over Ball State Cardinals.
That time with Moyer in the front row, blockers had to respect him attacking the second ball. They went up the block.
Set outside to Bear. And he tools that one off the block. That's going to give Ball State point number 3. Trying to make a comeback. IPFW has hit a few tip shots that Ball State's taken advantage of. Looning out of the back court. Way off the hands of number 6, Talafero.
Coach Ball was a little worried before the match, talking about how this Ball State team may come out and play really fired up after losing their 2 top players. Talavera there played a ball that was definitely out of bounds. Nobody was talking to him. Point for the Dons.
Seen a lot of inexperience out of the Cards. They got 5 sophomores out there and 1 senior. That ball is hit wide. Another point to IPFW, handling game 1 thus far easily. Raul Papaleo serving for the Volleyball. Goes after Doug Stark. Moyer sets it outside to Stark, and he tools off the block.
Had the triple block up that time, but they just couldn't handle the shot by Bear. Bear will now serve for the Cardinals.
Volleyball to Norman Almodovar. Very acrobatic approach that time.
He came a long way to hit that ball. He was passing on the left side and hit that ball on the right front.
Senior co-captain Malcolm serving. Overpass. Norman Almodovar, the freshman out of Puerto Rico. Coach Ball, a lot of practice this week, Colin, as you well know, with the overpass. DiDonato hitting that wide. That's going to give IPFW the lead, 10-3 over Ball State. This is the best 3 out of 5 game match. Stark, it's that one high over the block, and it hits the track. That's out of play. If that track wasn't there, I think Fred Malcolm would have had that ball.
Yeah, he definitely had a beat on it. He was going to track it down. DiDonato's at serve for the Cardinals. Ball is well out of bounds.
Norman Moldovar to serve for the Volleyball. He currently is in 14th place in the nation with .409 service aces per game. A lift is called off the big Brazilian, Stamato. That's going to give .11 to the Dons.
Big block up there now with Loy Ball in the front row.
DiDonato having trouble. IPFW doing a great job going after non-passers for Ball State. Playing great defense. Looning outside. Off-speed shot.
Kept the ball in play.
Moyer kicks it back outside to Talafero. Loy Ball. That one's tight. It's anybody's ball. Talafero with the swing. Papaleo there. Defense is great by the Dons. And Stamato's there. Nice little rally there.
Great defense by the Dons on that play. The set to Loy Ball, by Loy Ball to Tom Junkie was a little bit behind him. He couldn't quite handle it.
Stark serving for Ball State, who is currently ranked 10th in the nation. Looning with the kill, the assist by Loy Ball. IPFW is currently ranked 13th. They've got something to prove tonight. Looning with a floater to Bear. Samato punches that one through the hands of Tom Junkie.
Tom was a little slow getting up that time and hit it down his front. Got to get up and penetrate quick.
Number 8, Craig Skinner coming in for number 6, Tali Talafero. I think we'll see Skinner in there for quite a bit. He does a nice job coming off the bench. Could spark the Cards a little bit. Papaleo
Moyer plays it up
Skinner
nicely.
out to Bayer. Almodovar is there. Malcolm just pops it up. Nice
Great roll shot. Had the back row defense playing deep, looking for the hard hit. Little change-up roll shot right into the middle. Caught him dug in.
IPFW doing a great job controlling the game and controlling the ball. They're playing very consistent. Skinner with the shoot past the Moyer. Stamato. And Malcolm blocks that one straight back off the start shoulder. IPFW scores. They lead 12-3 over Ball State.
Tom Junkie, currently serving, ranks 8th in the all-time IPFW career digs. Needs just 9 more to pass Phil Bodine for 7th place.
Skinner having trouble. And Johnny Shondell comes in for the Ball State Cardinals. Sets that one out. Dons dig it. Almodovar out of the back court. Great coverage by Papaleo. Malcolm hits that one into the net. Side out goes to Ball State. We're going to have the defensive specialist for Ball State come in, Kevin, excuse me. He'll replace Stefan Stamato. Losing a few inches on that sub there, Colin.
Just a few, but back row doesn't really matter.
DiDonato with the block. It's going to give Ball State point number 4.
Low, tight 31 set, easily blocked. Cardinal error for a substitute. Come in off the bench to serve. You got to keep your serves in. Kevin Lasso just served one out.
Volleyball bringing out the jump serve for the Volleyball. Goes after David Baer, and he handles it. It's outside to Baer. IPFW down the front of Fred Malcolm. Right now it looks like the Dons aren't pressing on their block, and they're getting a lot of balls coming down their chest.
Yeah, looks like they're back off the net just a little. Need to stay up tight and penetrate.
Almodovar, great pass. Second option play. Malcolm's there. Papaleo pushing it through. Raul's got a little fire underneath that butt.
The assist that time to Fred Malcolm.
Last time these two teams met was at the Penn State Invitational. Yeah, Ball State came out successful in that meeting.
Norman Almodovar with a stuff block.
That match went 5 games with Ball State taking the 5th game 15-13 in the rally score game. Papaleo serving for the Dons. That one's off the block. Net violation by number 14, Tony Looney.
Both the last 2 times these teams have played have gone 5 games in the match, with Ball State winning both of those. So this first game could be just a warm-up.
Outside to Almodovar, no one there, and Baer handles that one right over. Junkie with a great free ball pass out to Almodovar. Off-speed shot. Almodovar doing a great job mixing up his shots tonight. Defense doesn't know what he's going to do next. Much more experience hitting out of Almodovar tonight.
That's right. Coach Ball talked a lot about that this week in practice. It's great to be a power volleyball team like IPFW. But when the teams are back there dug in, digging you, you've got to change your shots, make them come out of the trenches. And that's just what they're doing.
And that's going to be timeout number 2 for Ball State. The score is 13-4. IPFW leads over Ball State. We're seeing the MIVA conference match tonight. Right now, the MIVA stands at Ohio State's in first place with a 1-0 record with their victory over Ball State last week. Ball State at 1-1 is in second place, where they defeated University of Wisconsin, then lost to Ohio State. This is IPFW's first conference match, so they're tied in second with Ball State right now. Then University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in fourth place with an 0-1 record.
Might mention that these regular season matches, all they do is serve as a seeding for the final conference tournament. The winner of that tournament gets the bid to the NCAA AA Final Four.
Skinner off of Papaleo. Side out to Ball State. Yes, and that Final Four tournament will be in Honolulu, Hawaii this year. That's a nice trip for the winner of the MIVA tournament.
Hopefully we'll get to go along with the IPFW team when they go this year.
Volleyball to Moldovar. And there we see the Ball State having trouble penetrating the net. The side out will go to Moldovar. And the IPFW Mastodons. Norman Almodovar with some junior national team experience out of Puerto Rico. Just a freshman here at IPFW, looking for some great things out of this play. Stark puts that one away. Side out goes to Ball State. John Shondell is now in the lineup running the team.
He's in the front row. He's left-handed setter, so we got to watch for him attacking that second ball.
Missed set by Loy Ball. Tried to set that one down there by his belly button.
He's got great hands, but not that great.
Stark. And Almodovar hits that one long. We saw a missed pass by Norman. Lloyd doing a great job running the ball down, but then Norman hitting the ball out. Doug Starks have a very effective jump serve. This is going to send a down ball. It's a backcourt attack by Doug Stark. His foot touched the line. He must jump behind that 3-meter line.
Last contact with the floor has to be clearly behind that 3-meter line. That time he was on it.
Tony Looning serving for IPFW. John Shondell with a nice set to Stefan. Side out will go to the Cards and Craig Skinner to serve.
Stamato was a big force in the ASICS qualifier match here back in January.
The Dons breaking down a little bit in their ball control. And the Cards going to take advantage of that as they score point number 7 and are creeping back into game 1, Colin.
Got to keep your concentration for the full 15 points. Looks like IPFW is letting down just a little. There's that big hit by Raul Papaleo.
Papaleo hit 45% against the Trojans of USC. USC being number 1 in the country, and Papaleo showing that he doesn't care what kind of a team they're playing against.
Juan Ortiz in to serve for the Volleyball.
Stamato puts that one away. Stefan Stamato. He's out of Santos, Brazil. 6'7" sophomore. He's serving for Ball State. He played with the Evanston club team out of Chicago when he was an exchange student. Looning out of the backcourt. Skinner with a nice dig.
Tony Looning.
And then Juan Ortiz brings it back to the middle. Stark with a nice pass. Moldovar's there. A nice set by Loyball and Malcolm.
Ball State blockers tried to guess that time. It was a low pass. Loyball went down and set middle from it. They were expecting it outside.
Nice job by Fred Malcolm to keep driving on that. Usually when you see a bad pass, the middles kind of hesitate.
Jump serve in the net by Loyball. Side out to the Cardinals.
And Johnny Shondell to serve for Ball State. Looning hitting quite a bit out of the backcourt. That one sends it. It's high to Moldovar. He rolls it to the middle. Shondell's there. Stark outside to Bear. And he's blocked.
Big block.
Big block by Fred Malcolm and Papaleo. IPFW's been stuck on point 13 for quite some time now. They need to get off this, play a little defense. Make a nice defensive transition play right here.
Need to play a little inspired defense out here. Kind of lackadaisical. There's
This one's trouble. Looning with the pass. This could be it. David Baer goes underneath the center line. And that's going to give IPFW point 14. That will set them up for game one. As the crowd perks it up a little bit here at the Mastodons. Outside to Doug Stark. Over the top and into the corner. The assist by John Shondell.
One of those seeing eyeballs. It wasn't real hard, but it was right in the corner, right where nobody was playing defense.
Stark likes to do that. He's a very big leaper, and he'll hit high over the block.
Juan Ortiz with the good communication that time. Called the ball out, and it was definitely out.
Senior co-captain out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Fred Malcolm to serve. Fred saw some national team playing experience this summer as he was out in San Diego, battling against the best in the country. Shondell to Stark, hitting high off the block again, and that one's into the stands. This is the most effective I've seen Doug Stark against the Dons this year in their 3 meetings. One was a preseason match. Stamato with a major block there.
Kind of an obvious set there by Loy Ball. Stamato was right there waiting for it.
Bob DiDonato, who replaces Kevin Furnish into the lineup, serves. Looning puts that one away. The senior out of Belleville refuses to let Ball State come back.
Tooled the middle block of Stefan Stamato that time.
Almodovar serving. There it could be, Looning. And the Ball State slow things down, set it outside to Skinner. This one's high off the block, and Almodovar with a great pass. Malcolm out of the back court. That one's tipped wide. The first game is going to go to IPFW. 15-8 over Ball State.
Like we said, this is the best 3 out of 5 game match. Ball State has won the last 2 encounters, 3 games to 2, so we could be seeing a lot of volleyball yet tonight.
We expected exactly what we saw out of Ball State tonight. Joey Moyer starting for the Cardinals, then setter John Shondell coming in for him. Tali Talaferro from Northside started. Craig Skinner then came in for him. Exactly what Coach Ball had practiced all this week.
We're going to see a replay of game point again.
Well, maybe we'll take a look at that a little bit later. But we saw the consistency of IPFW. Here we see the game point, that last game. IPFW. All right, maybe we won't see that game point.
Just talking to Coach Bierman of Ball State before the match. He says Ball State wasn't too worried about this match, considering regular season matches only go to seed for the MIVA tournament. They're hoping that they can get everybody healthy and peak at the end of the season.
One thing that Ball State, I believe, needs to think about a little bit. If IPFW finishes first, they get to bye. Well, actually, they'll get the fourth seed team. And Ohio State keeps getting better and better every week. And we saw last week Ohio State beating Ball State. So the Buckeyes aren't out of the picture.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including our monthly sports programming. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499, or call us at 481-6582.
We're almost ready to start game number 2 here at the Volley Dome on the IPFW campus. The number 10 Ball State Cardinals drop game 1 to the number 13th IPFW Mastodons with a score of 15-8. IPFW played very consistent ball for the most part of that game. Then they got stuck on point 13 and kind of side out ball with Ball State itching away a little bit. And then the Dons decided, well, it's time to win game 1. And they did. And we're seeing some very, very heavy hitting out of Papaleo and Almodovar.
Tony Luning is coming along strong too. He's really pounding the ball out there at times. They just seem to lack that spark that they had against USC a few weeks ago.
Ready to start the serve.
They need to play with a little more emotion.
IPFW.
Make a few
Number
more
10,
great plays. Get this crowd
Volleyball.
excited. Get the adrenaline flowing.
Got a nice crowd building right now. Keeps getting bigger.
Get that crowd into the match. That'll really help the Dons tonight. They need a good showing. Ball State leads the series 33 matches to 1. So this could be the start of a back row block called against number 4, John Shondell.
The ball, once it
Illegal
breaks the
block on
plane
Ball
of the
State,
net,
a point for IPFW.
backcourt attacker John Shondell cannot touch that ball. Loy Ball with a deep
Service
serve.
long, side out to Ball State.
Loy Ball, another one of those
Number
players
2,
for
David
IPFW
Barry,
that
serve.
has national team experience, playing with the national team this summer.
He's also made trips to Tokyo and Argentina with the team.
Luning with the high set to Almodovar out of the backcourt. Bears there. Shondell back set to start. Over the top, and Loy Ball out of the backcourt is Ball. Off the top of the block for the side out.
Kill for number 10, Loy Ball.
This is game number 2 of
Side
this
out
best
IPFW.
3 out of 5 game match.
Number 9, Raul Papaleo. to serve.
IPFW won the first game 15-8. They lead here 1-0.
Start passing that one. It's a high middle set to Skinner, and he puts that one in the bottom of the net. We're seeing pretty much the same Ball State team come out in game 2. Then again, it's gone 5 games every match so far with these teams this year.
Papaleo can't handle that blast in the back row. Goes up into the stands for a side out to Ball State.
Bob DiDonato. Almodovar with a great pass. Loy Ball, quick set to Luning. It's outside to Almodovar. And he hits that one off the antenna, which is out of bounds.
Nice coverage that time by the Dons. Kept the ball alive. Just got to control it a little more.
IPFW leads game 2, 2-1 over Ball State. Loy Ball with a high set out to Luning. He rolls that one over the block. Stamato tries to dump it. Back set to Malcolm. He puts it away. The assist by Loy Ball. Fred Malcolm very effective from that weak side position, or right side on the net. Malcolm serving. Skinner shoots that one up. Neil Day with the block.
Inserted into the lineup for blocking. He ranked in the top 5 last year at East Stroudsburg in the nation in blocks.
He's a tough blocker, and he worked all week for that cutback shot out of the middle, and there it worked. Neil Day driving, and he puts it away. It's daytime.
Papaleo with a nice dig that time. Passed the ball up where Loy Ball could run the middle
We see
attack.
that last play. Loy sets Neil off the net a little bit.
The tip into the middle falls. Side out to Ball State.
Luning tried to pancake that ball. Looked like he might have had it, but ball's whistled down.
Both officials called it down immediately.
Doug Stark serving to Almodovar. Back set. Malcolm plays that one over. Stark to Shondell. Out to Skinner. He hits that one wide.
Down official Phil Bodine called Neil Day in the net that time. Point for the Cardinals.
Dons still lead game 2, 4-2 over Ball State. And there's one of the reasons why, Colin. Ball State playing very sporadic, not getting much going so far tonight.
Got a lot of young players in there.
Skinner rolls that one. Moldovar stays deep and plays it out to Looning. Off the block and out of bounds. That's going to give a point to the Volley Dons.
Great dig that time by Norman in the back row. Diving and digging that ball up on target.
Moldovar sending Bear deep. It's Bear out of the back court.
Off the block, and Norman can't handle it this time.
Side out, Ball State.
Side out will go to Ball State, and Craig Skinner serving for the Cards. Young player doing a very nice job this year, except for that service error.
Neither team seems that excited out there. They're just going through the motions. First team to really catch fire could blow the other team out here.
That's true, Colin. Right now, just going through the motions. If IPFW decided to turn it on, they could easily take Ball State in 3. And likewise, Ball State, if they decide to turn it on, could only last 4 games.
Kevin LaSalle into serve for the Cardinals, giving Stefan Stamato a breather.
Hoping to spark the Ball State Cardinals, get some defense going. Let's see if the Dons want that to happen as ball sets Neil Day, and that one's down. A little miss hit out of the middle. Sometimes that's one of the best shots in the game. A miss hit, but the defense not ready for it.
Neil Day serving for the Dons.
David Bear passing to John Shondell. Stark out of the back court. IPFW doing a nice job blocking. Papaleo crushes that one down the line.
Great choice by Loy Ball that time. He's in the front row. He took the approach like he was going to hit the ball. His blocker had to go up with him and respect his attacking ability. The middle hitter was coming for a 1 ball. His blocker had to go there. It was 1-on-1 on the outside, and Papaleo wins that battle again.
Doing a nice job. We've seen at least 3 times that Raul's been 1-on-1. And 1-on-1, the hitter should always come out the winner.
We've said Papaleo's really come out this week, and he wants to prove something with his hitting. He's doing it so far tonight.
As I mentioned earlier, IPFW is doing a nice job. If they're not blocking balls, they're getting their hands on them and deflecting it up and back to their backcourt players, where it's almost like a free ball, and they handle it right up to Loy Ball. And you see what happens when they do that. Neil Day with a nice serve. DiDonato set outside the Bear. And that one is hit long. Point number 7 for IPFW. They're handling game 2 easily, 7-2.
Tali Talavero back into the Ball State lineup, giving David Bear a break. Coach Shondell not happy with Bear's passing, evidently.
And a lift is called on John Shondell.
A lift on the set. Substitution for Ball State number 1, Joe Moyer back in for number 4.
As you look around, Colin, you and I, being a little experienced in this sport, we look at the Ball State players on the court and off the court, and I don't see a lot of smiley faces. I feel that they think they're defeated already.
That's right, I think so. They knew they were hurting with the loss of Furnish and Morgan.
Talafero high off the block. Came in with a nice pass, and there you see a nice hit. Nice substitution by Coach Shondell.
Moyer back to serve for the Cardinals.
He's back in the lineup. Got another quarterback in there. Good coverage by Papaleo. Neil Day sets it out to Looning. Looks like he had his feet mixed up. Out to Tali. Papaleo's there, but he sends it a little wide into the scorer's bench. Ball State will score point number 3. They still trail the Dons 8-3 in game 2. Joey Moyer still serving. Sends a high floater to Almodovar. He gets set out of the backcourt. He hits that one wide. Coach Ball not happy with that last shot, Colin. The Dons seem like they're getting a little passive.
That's right. Instead of playing to win that game, looks like they're out there waiting for Ball State to roll over instead of really putting it to them.
I think the crowd right now looks like they're expecting the same thing. They're playing to, or they're cheering to the tempo of the game.
That's right. This is a very knowledgeable crowd. And if the teams don't start playing better, they're not going to get excited. So if IPFW wants this crowd to get excited, they've got to get excited and start doing something to get this crowd into the match.
Still serving number 1, Joe Moyer.
Moyer still serves for the Cards. He's going for point number 6. Cards need to play some defense, get going again. Papaleo outside. LaSalle sets it out to Tala. He rolls it over to the middle. Miscommunication by the Dons.
Little campfire defense there. Everybody gathered around in the circle and watched the ball land. Somebody's got to take charge.
They worked on that also this week, but there we see that they didn't execute. From Olivar, nice pass. It's out to Papaleo. Puts that one down. He's ready to start playing and get the Dons sparked up a little bit. Number 10, Loy Ball out of Woodburn, Indiana. He's going to serve for the Volley Dons.
Loy's a team leader in assists.
Goes after Kevin LaSalle. Sends a free ball. Looning puts it right on target to Papaleo. One-on-one again. And then he, once again, comes out victorious.
Started off with a good free ball pass by Tony Looning that time. Right up on target where they have the various options that they can run.
With Lloyd Ball being 6'9", you can put that ball right on top of the net and he can do pretty much what he wants to with that. And we saw there Joey Moyer being only 6 foot has a tough time handling the tight pass. Overpass, Papaleo puts it away. There's that practice all week on that. We've seen it twice tonight. Very effective.
Right now, Lloyd Ball is serving rockets back there. Ball State having trouble passing. Coach Shondel's trying to break his rhythm with a substitution here.
IPFW leads game 2, 11-6 over Ball State. They won game 1, 15-8. 3-man block on Talaferro. Stark outside. High over and out. Don starting to pick up the pace a little bit. As we talked about, Colin picking up and slowly moving away from the Cards. Loy Ball. Shows that one deep.
Good run of points that time by Loy Ball.
Number 6, Talaferro sends a high blooper to Moldovar. Quick set to Malcolm. He puts that one away. Using the inexperience a little bit of Bob DiDonato. That's where Kevin Furnish would have been tonight if he would have been healthy.
There's no doubt that Ball State's missing him.
DiDonato throws that one over. Neil Day with a high set to Looning. Looning with the overpass, tools it off DiDonato. IPFW scores point 13. Timeout goes to Ball State and Coach Shondell. Let's talk it over, guys.
Starting to wake the crowd up a little bit as the Dons gradually pull away. Tough serving, inexperience of the Ball State lineup. They could do that if they just keep the pressure on. They could bury them here in the last half of this game and the third game.
You are tuned into your higher educational television access channel in Fort Wayne and Allen County, College Cable Access Channel 6. IPFW turned things on midway through game 2, and now they are ready to serve for point 14 as Raul Papaleo serves a long floater to Talafero. Moyer outside to Skinner. That one's blocked out of bounds.
IPFW is putting up a strong block tonight. But I think a lot of it has to do with their strong serving, leaving the Ball State setter very few choices on who to go to, so the blockers are able to read him very easily. Get 2 and 3 blockers up.
Seeing a new face in the Ball State lineup, Paul Nikiforov, number 3, out of New York. Looning with a blast off of Stamato's hands. Great swing by Tony Looning.
The assist to Raul Papaleo.
Broken play. All they have to do is pop it high and let some hitter go up and swing. Sometimes that's the problem is a broken play. You try to be too perfect on where you set the ball. All you need to do is kick it high and let a hitter have plenty of time to go up and blast hands. Stamato, Papaleo with a great dig. Lloyd ball into the corner. Great defense by Papaleo, showing Stamato that he doesn't care how big he is.
Great seeing eye ball by Lloyd Ball out of the back row. Put that right in the corner. Ball State's turned around. All they could do was hope that it was out. Larry Fulgari into the IPFW lineup to serve.
Serving for game number 2. That one's hit off the block. That's going to be a side out to Ball State. Doug Stark back to serve.
Stave off 1 game point.
Very non-intense playing by the Cardinals tonight.
Tony Looning off the block of Stamato for another kill. Juan Ortiz into the lineup for number 3, Norman Almodovar. Juan will be back to serve. Play some back row defense. See if he can come up with a big dig here to win this second game.
There we see Moyer setting the ball over. Once again, another one of those tactics that Ball State uses that IPFW had practice all week. He's not ready for it. It's just a sense of readiness. Larry Fulgari hits that one into the net.
Tough set to come in off the bench and warm up on.
IPFW getting some youngsters into the lineup. Papaleo, great coverage. It's out to Talafero. Off the block, Papaleo's there. Boy ball. Little fake approach out of the backcourt. Doug Stark.
Raul realized he was a back row player that time. Could not take an approach, jump and hit that ball above the top of the net. Tried to get some blockers up anyway.
Ball State closing the gap a little bit. The score is 14-8. Looning says no way. Looning being very consistent and very effective.
Good choice that time by Lloyd Ball. Got the setup one-on-one again.
Going for game number 2 are the Volleyball. Back on the heels. The Dons can't play that one. Stefan Stamato to serve for the Ball State Cardinals. 6-7 Southmore. Juan Ortiz passes that one wide. It's going to give Ball State point number 9. Juan Ortiz, very unusual for him. He's got a 2.5 serve receive percentage out of 3. That's somewhat like a GPA. Papaleo swinging very quickly. Talafero blocks straight down.
Volleyball, 6'9" freshman out of Woodburn, Indiana.
Fred Malcolm's going to come back into the lineup for the Volleyball, replacing Larry Folgeri. Neil Day will serve for game number 2. Goes at Skinner. Moyer's there with the dump. Looning plays it nicely, and Neil Day sends it high so Papaleo can swing. Out to Tolly. High over the block. No touch. That's going to be game number 2 to the Volleyball. 15-9. IPFW, again, we saw come out very strong in game 2. Lay back a little bit, and then we saw them turn it on again.
We're going to take another look at game point again.
They had just announced the winner of tonight's Mikasa Jungle Ball. That was Larry Lee. Every home match, IPFW will give away one Jungle Ball by Mikasa.
Courtesy of LJ's Volleyball World.
You can also purchase yours through LJ's.
Also going to have the serving contest for the car.
Yes.
3 chances.
He's got 3 chances to serve the ball through the hoop at the other end of the court. Not an easy task for anyone. First serve goes for the car. Let's see if we can win a car tonight. It's heading towards it. Oh, field goal's good.
That's the closest we've seen all year.
Second serve worth $5,000.
Oh!
Second, the third serve being for $2,500. Colin, you think he'll give us any of that?
No, I don't think so. As our PA announcer just reminded us, those were the best attempts this year. First time I've seen anybody even hit the target. So
that's a great serve.
That's not an easy serve.
Let's suit him up and put him off IPFW side. We're getting ready to start action in game 3. IPFW is taking games 1 and games 2 very easily so far, 15-8 and 15-9. But as we've seen in the past, IPFW has won games 2 in the past, and Ball State has come back to win the next 3.
Tune in to Channel 6 this Sunday evening at 7 p.m. to watch taped replays from February 14th's women's and men's basketball games. At 7 o'clock, the Lady Dons meet the Lady Norse of Kentucky State University. And at 9 o'clock, the Norsemen of Kentucky State University challenge the IPFW Mastodons in Great Lakes Valley Conference action. That's right here on Channel 6 this Sunday evening, beginning at 7 o'clock.
All right, IPFW come on a commanding lead right now, 2-0 over Ball State. We're really seeing the absence of Kevin Furnish and Rod Morgan take effect on the Cardinals.
That's right. Missing those 2 key players, the Dons should come out and really blow them out. But like you've said, they've come out and played inspired at the beginning of the games, and then they go into a lapse in the middle, try to coast through to the end of the game. They've got to learn that they've got to push for the entire 15 points.
We're seeing a lot of different players from both sides. Ball State getting in young players. They started with 5 sophomores. They're continuing to rotate in the young players. IPFW, some of the young players came off the bench to help them out. Larry Folgeri and Juan Ortiz.
Neil Day getting a chance to play.
Should be interesting in game 3 as we get ready to start it. We're live at the Mastodons on the IPFW campus. This is Lauren Gebert along with Colin Leiter.
Bringing you tonight's live NCAA volleyball action.
Ball State's ranked 10th and IPFW's 13th. I think they want to switch positions tonight, don't you think, Colin?
I think so. The ratings don't take into account injuries. They just look at the win-loss records. So this could move the Dons up in the rankings. We saw in this week's rankings that Ohio State, after their win last Wednesday night over the Cardinals, broke into the top 20. They're now ranked 15th.
Fred Malcolm tips that one wide. Gives Ball State the first point in game 3. Seeing some non-effective tipping by Dons. Stamato with a big block on Looning. They're going to take a 2-0 lead over IPFW. This Friday, IPFW will travel to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Out to Looning. Looning will get the kill, and the side out will go to IPFW. And Malcolm out of Albuquerque will serve.
Nice float serve.
Stamato high off Neil Day's hands, but nice deflect block. This one sends it to the crowds. And Moyer wipes out the water bottles.
Nice hustle by Joe, but he just couldn't get it.
Great block by Neil Day. Again, not blocking the ball straight down, but deflecting it back. Acting just like a free ball. Malcolm goes after Talafero. Stark on the right side. He tools Looning. Doug Stark. He's going to go back to serve for the Cards. Brings out his lethal jump serve, but he serves that one long.
Norman Almodovar back to serve for the Dons. Ball State leading game 3, 2-1.
He goes after Talavera likewise to Skinner. Looks like we had a little hole in the block between Looning and Neil Day.
Tony mad at himself, realized he's supposed to close that block. Here we see it again.
Right through it, you see Looning kind of floating out and not jumping straight up.
Pass a little tight. Loy ball in the net. Point number 3 for the Cardinals.
Skinner, little blooper over the net. Ball to Neil Day. He hits that one wide. It's going to give another point to Ball State, and here they come. IPFW needs to get going right now. There's Papaleo with a nice serve. Neil Day off the block. The assist by Lloyd Ball.
That time Neil got all of the ball. The first time he kind of whiffed at it. Tony Looning back to serve.
They're going after Talafero, but he's handling the ball nicely.
Ball looked like it might have been long, but Tony couldn't get out of the way on that one. Side out to the Cardinals.
Stamato serves that one in the net. Looks like Ball State's going after the short serve on IPFW, and seems to be taking effect so far. Day going after Craig Skinner. Moyer outside to Talafero. And that one's blocked off the left hand of Malcolm. And it blocked wide. Excuse me, it's blocked wide.
Ball State starting to show a little life out here.
Looning out of the back court. Net violation.
Bob DiDonato in the net that time. Fred Malcolm going up to hammer that overpass.
Here we see Tolley doing a nice job. Neil Day with a dig. Stark with the overpass. Hits it wide. Long, excuse me. Point for IPFW. Looks like Ball State needed to work on some overpasses this week.
Like we saw in game 2. Blocking the set called on Raul Papaleo. The ball does not break the top of the net. You cannot reach over and interfere with it.
Once it does, it's anybody's ball. And with Moyer being in the backcourt, he can't touch it once it breaks. Excuse me, once it breaks the other side.
Substitution for the Dons.
The ball knows the truth, I guess, and there it is, served out. So it is IPFW's ball.
Number 9, Raul Papaleo.
Juan Ortiz in for Raul Papaleo to serve.
Juan out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Rounding the trio of Puerto Rican players at IPFW. I think IPFW right now needs to go to someone else on the serve. They're serving Talifero, and he's passing everything right up on the target.
That's right. Their serves are not very aggressive. They're right to the person. They're not having to move.
Almodovar with a pass. And he has 2 blockers, but he puts it away.
Fred Malcolm back to serve for the Dons.
Ball State leads game 3, 4-2 over IPFW. They lost the previous 2. And Stamato sends that one long. IPFW closes the gap.
Joe Moyer set right into the elbow of Stefan Stamato.
A little low for the 6'7" middle hitter. Skinner gets it back to him. A little tip over the block. Successful for Skinner.
Loy Ball back there dug in, waiting for the hard hit. Cannot adjust to the tip. Great choice that time.
Doug Stark serving for the Cards. Starks out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Neil Day with a back one. Puts that one down. Great set by Loy Ball. They talked about it all week. They pass well. They need to spread out the middle blocker for Ball State.
Service just long, just long. Great try that time by Norman. Skinner back to serve for the Cardinals.
Malcolm handling that jump serve. Looning sends that one off the net, excuse me. Stark. Big block by Neil Day and Loy Ball.
Neil Day's a fun player to watch. He gets excited over everything. Maybe he can pump this crowd up, get this team going.
Fun person to play with. He's intense. There we see the effectiveness of that serve. Moving Talifero. Service ace by Tony Looning. Tony again having a nice match. That ties it up in game 3, 4-4.
Going back after Talavera.
Moyer with the tip, but Loy Ball's all over it. Net violation by Ball State. That's going to give a point to IPFW. Looks like we might see him break that omen a little bit tonight, Colin.
That's right. They've struggled with him. Kind of a mental block.
Back set to Stamato. That one looks like it was off the face of Loy.
Nice substitution by Coach Shondell. Give Loy Ball a chance to get his vision cleared after getting 6-packed by Stamato on that last shot.
Jason Magnus comes in for Ball State, replacing Bob DiDonato. Shondell wanting to see some more young blood in there. Net violation by Tali Talifero.
Number 5, Neil Day to serve.
I believe they were calling, it was either number 6 or 16. I believe it was 16.
Both officials saw it that time.
Neil Day serves Doug Stark out to Talifero. He's blocked off the face.
Point for the Volleyball. Substitution number 2.
That's going to send David Bear back into the lineup for Ball State. Neil Day's still serving. IPFW breaking the lead. They're ahead 6-4 in game 3. Net violation. Juan Ortiz was in the net.
Number 1, Joe Moyer to serve.
Almodovar wiping up some sweat of the IPFW players. Slowing things down a bit. Slowing things down.
IPFW has built a little lead right now. Let's see if they can side out and go back and build on that lead. That will help immensely. Joe Moyer serves wide.
Loy Ball serving for IPFW. They've got some momentum going now, and that service error doesn't help. Stark, and that helps a lot with that service ace. Kind of sends that one in the stands, wants someone else to set it.
Loy Ball's really been a spark with his serving tonight. Not so much his setting or his blocking, but he's gone back and really served some tough floating serves. He's definitely leading from the back row tonight.
Coach Shondell is calling timeout for the Cardinals.
The next live sports event on Channel 6 will be telecast tomorrow evening, February 21st. Join us for exciting local basketball action when the Warriors from Indiana Tech travel across town for a return engagement with the IPFW Mastodons. The second meeting this year of these two crosstown rivals is sure to provide a tremendous game. That's this coming Thursday evening at 7:30 right here on Channel 6.
Some fantastic college sports on Channel 6. Bear on the right side. He tools Fred Malcolm. He's going to go back to serve for the Cards.
Fred a little slow getting back up after jumping on the one ball.
Going after that short serve again. Loy Ball pops it up high. It's anybody's guess whose kill that was.
Both Norman and Tony going up to hit. But even more confusion in the Ball State backcourt as Stefan Stamato tried to step in front to play it.
Juan Ortiz serving that one long. IPFW playing a little bit to the tempo of this evening's match, which seems to be a little slow. Slow nonetheless. They took games 1 and 2 by the scores of 15-8 and 15-9.
Fred Malcolm had an opening that time. Caught the Ball State defense charging in, but just tipped it long.
Nice low serve. Juan Ortiz can't handle it. Almodovar gets blocked straight down by Stamato. Cardinals score .6, closing the lead 7-6. They still trail by 1. Here we see that last one. Stamato, big arms over the net.
Raul Papaleo back in the pass for the Dons.
Almodovar off-speed shot. Great dig by Magnus. Bear sends it over. Loy Ball kicks it high. It's a little tight. It's trouble. The big guy tries to get fancy. Sends a free ball to IPFW. And Looning, the senior, shows them how to do it.
Good choice that time as Loy Ball set over top of the shorter blocker. Tony was able to go up and tool him.
David Bear gets served off the court that time.
Service ace for Fred Malcolm.
Service ace for Fred Malcolm.
Puts them up 8-6. Once again, Almodovar and Day put it together and they block Stamato. Turning on the defense.
Coming into tonight's match, Fred Malcolm was only 3 aces shy of moving into 5th place on the Dons all-time ace list.
Now he's only 2 away.
Well, off the quick attack for number 14, Stefan Stamato. The assist for Joe Moyer was set out. And a substitution for Ball State.
Raul Papaleo got caught guessing that time as he was anticipating the hit into the middle of the court. Stamato hit it down the line. Papaleo out of position, couldn't make the play.
John Shondell comes in for Joe Moyer. Almodovar sends that one over to the left side position, but the target happens to be on the right side. So Ball State will get an ace in point number 7. Stark bringing out the jump serve, and it's in the net. Side out.
Almodovar back to serve for the Dons.
Almodovar serves Skinner. Shondell high to Stamato, but Luning's there. And Doug Stark says you're easy, ball. Malcolm says you're easy, Stark. Some defense going on out there. Papaleo sends one up to Loy. It's out to Tony.
Another great dig.
Bears staying deep. There's another free ball to the Dons. Malcolm out of the back court. And he puts that one away. Great rally. Some great defense.
That's going to get the crowd going. They like to see the defense, especially when the Dons win the rally.
This crowd is spoiled. They're used to some high-powered volleyball and some great defense. You see them perk up a little. To the middle of the court. Stark's there. He sends it to Skinner. That one's high up, just like a free ball. Back court to Malcolm. Having some ball control problems by Ball State. Almodovar sends it to Malcolm. Off-speed shot, wins again. That's going to give IPFW point number 11.
Times Stamato, being 6'7", was able to hang up there, but he couldn't control the ball.
Building some momentum, and then Almodovar slows things down a little bit with that service error.
Got to be aggressive when you're got the momentum you're going your way, but you got to keep that serve in. Got to make the other team earn their points.
Papaleo, nice serve the ball. Back set to Luning. He's got 2 blockers, and with Skinner's there. Stark out of the back court. Again, we see a high off the hands, but the miscommunication of the Dons.
Good block up again.
2 of the best players in the country, and they have a little communication problem. Neil Day cuts that one back under Stamato.
Neil Day is a great jumper. Volleyball's got to get the ball up there where it can hit it. That ball was barely above the top of the net.
Tony Luning serving for the Dons. Stark out of the backcourt, an off-speed shot, but Papaleo's there. Luning comes in, it's tight. Neil Day off the block.
Smart play that time by Neil. Tight
Real
set.
Smart play.
Went up, just hit the ball off the block out of bounds. Timeout to the Cardinals. The Dons lead game 3, 12-8.
Looks like they're going to break that omen.
That's right.
They're getting things going in game 3. The momentum is really going their way. They're doing a nice job controlling the ball off the block. We've seen in all 3 games, they're blocking the ball up and just running offense off of it.
You're watching a special live sports event on College Cable Access Channel 6, brought to you by IPFW with the support of the City of Fort Wayne.
We're ready to start action again as IPFW leads game 3, 12-8 over Ball State. This is the best 3 out of 5 game match. We're in game 3, and IPFW shows no signs of weakening right now.
They've still got to get those last 3 points, and those 3 points can be very tough. They can't let up mentally.
That one's tipped off. Substitution for Ball State. Lasso back into the lineup for Stamato. Ball State wants some defense.
Kevin Lasso to serve for the Cardinals.
Following this evening's match, we will pick the Glenbrook Dodge Hyundai Player of the Game.
Day with a nice one ball.
Number 10, Bob DiDonato. Into the lineup for number 16, Jason Magnus.
Paul Springob in to serve for the Dons. Back row specialist.
And he goes after Skinner. He has trouble. Bear hits that one long. There's no touch. There's no touch. And that's going to give point 13 to the Mastodons. They're 2 away to move into first place with Ohio State in the MIVA conference. He goes after LaSalle. Shondell sets it out to Bear. And he puts that one down.
Looks like he hit that one under the arms of Fred Malcolm. Doug Bear's not a big hitter. He doesn't hit the ball high over the top of the block. Blockers have to reach over, penetrate, cut that ball off.
John Shondell, they're still continuing to go short. Papaleo comes in. Great dig. Paul Springob steps in and set. He's a backup setter. He'll get the assist as Papaleo puts that one away.
Nice job by Paul to step in there.
Lloyd Ball back to serve for the Volleyball. He's going to throw it up for the jump serve. And that one served long. Very aggressive serve. I think Coach Ball and the Dons should just put the Ball State Cardinals away right now, so they can go back to the practice court and work on Ohio State next week. That one hit long. Ball State scores point number 9.
Here we see the replay of that last point.
David Bear, here we see it. Little tip, it's thrown up. Out of the backcourt is Almodovar, and he hits that one long. Good call by Dan Springob. Almodovar with a nice pass. It's back set. Out of the backcourt is Looning, and that one's hit long.
Coach Ball has seen enough. He wants a timeout. Got to stop the momentum that Ball State's building.
They lead game 3, 13-10. They have some breathing room, but they're going to lose some oxygen if they don't start playing heads-up ball here.
Coach Ball trying to break the mental block that IPFW seems to have against this Ball State team. They need to go out here and win in 3 straight. Kind of get that monkey off their back.
Bear serving for Ball State. Going after Almodovar. They're breaking down just a little bit in their passing. And that one goes off the leg of Almodovar. Gives Ball State point 11. We're going to see the replay of that. You make the call. Looks like it did hit his leg from up here. Almodovar. And he puts that one down.
Papaleo to serve.
Skinner passes it up to Shondell. Second option play. Off the hands.
Stefan Stamato back into the lineup for the Cardinals.
Bob DiDonato serving for Ball State. Ball State has the momentum right now. Papaleo puts that one up high. Almodovar. And Malcolm puts that one over. Stamato just throws it down. Great dig by Ball State. It's going to give them a point.
Here we see the replay of that last point.
Short serve into the net. That's going to side out to IPFW. See if they get their defense going again.
This crowd trying to get the Dons to get those last 2 points to finish off the Cardinals. They don't want to see a game 4.
Samato tips that one into the net. That sets him up for the game point and the match.
Match point. Here we go. Crowd's on their feet.
Bear to Shondell. It's out to Skinner. And he puts that one away for the Cardinals. Doug Stark serving for Ball State. Goes after Moldovar. He puts it up there. It's out to Looning. Nuclear tip by Looning. The campsite.
They're back there dug in.
Let's see a replay of that.
Norman Moldovar to serve for match point.
Bear overpass.
Tony Looning with the stuff block.
Game 3 and the match goes to IPFW. 15-8, 15-9, 15-12. That puts them in the first place tie with Ohio State. 1-0 apiece. Ball State coming into tonight's match knowing that they have 2 key players out of the lineup. IPFW taking full advantage of that.
That's right, they attacked their weak point. The loss of Rod Morgan, especially one of their key passers. IPFW or Ball State's passing was not up to their previous standards. IPFW really took advantage of it.
Ball State traditionally is a great ball control team, and we did not see that tonight.
And we'll be back after these messages.
Engineering firm in New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Randy Travis on strings. Branford Marsalis on the horn. Paul Schaefer on keys. Carly Simon on lead. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
Every year, thousands of people are killed with a frying pan. Reduce your intake of high-fat fried foods and help reduce your risk of cancer and heart disease. For a free booklet on low-fat eating, call 1-800-EAT-LEAN.
From the McGruff Files, the Philadelphia story. In certain parts of Philadelphia, things were rough. Areas were run down, crime and drugs were out of hand, and honest folks felt like prisoners in their own homes. People decided to work with police to turn things around. Weekly meetings led to cleanup projects and folks working together. Soon the neighbors had their neighborhood back. That's what happens when people and police work together. Write this down and I'll show you how you can help take a bite out of crime.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the IPFW Mastodon. We're back where the IPFW Volleyball had just defeated the Ball State Cardinals 3-0 by the scores of 15-8, 15-9, and 15-12. Our Glenbrook Dodge High-Under player of the game was Raul Papaleo, and my colleague Colin Leiter is down on the floor ready to interview him. But before we go down there, let's recap a little bit what happened. Ball State tonight comes into the match with 2 key players not in the lineup, and it showed in their middle blocking and their passing. So IPFW takes full advantage of their weakness. We're ready for that interview with Raul.
Oh, that's great. Okay, we're here with tonight's Hyundai Dodge Player of the Game, Raul Papaleo. Congratulations, Raul. This is a great win for IPFW tonight.
Yeah, we were looking forward for this match, and we finally did. We beat Ball State in 3 games. I'm very happy about that.
How did you feel the loss of the 2 key players from Ball State affected our team tonight?
Yeah, that definitely affect their team, but I mean they are their best power hitters, so psychologically and physically in the court that will affect them every time. But I think we play better. We can beat them with them or without them.
Our passing today was definitely better than Ball State's. Do you think that was one of the keys in tonight's match?
Yeah, we were practicing that all the time. We were focusing on passing, and we came and passed great. That was a key in the match.
Your hitting has picked up this week. Everybody wants to know what's got into you. Are you ready for the rest of the season? Going to carry it on?
It's just when I play Ball State, I have a little more powerful. So, and we're practicing hard. So that's what the hitting is paying off.
Okay, like you said, this is a great match for IPFW. How do you think this will affect the rest of the season? You think we're going to be able to build some momentum off this win and take it into the MIVA tournament?
Yeah, definitely. This will fire us up, and then this is a preview of what the MIVA finals will be.
Okay, we've been talking with tonight's player of the game from Hyundai Dodge, Raul Papaleo. Thanks a lot, Raul. Great match. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks.
All right, congratulations, Raul, on a job well done tonight as IPFW defeats Ball State 3-0, and they go into a first place tie with Ohio State. Their records are 1-0. Ball State drops to a 1-2 record in the conference. That sets up the winner of the conference will get a first place seed into the MIVA tourney. And the winner of that tournament will head to Hawaii for the NCAA Final Four. And that's in Honolulu. And both these teams, and don't count the Buckeyes out, are looking for that airfare to Hawaii. This has been a broadcast by Channel 6 men's collegiate volleyball action here at the Volley Dome of IPFW. Along with Colin Leiter, I'm Lauren Giebert, and I thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great evening and join us again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.